motion that pursuant to Section 9 of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act 5 of 2017, this House considers and approves the report of the Committee on Lands, Housing, Physical Planning and Urban Development on the vetting of nominees to position of chief officers. I will request Honorable Kokia for second.
Speaker, I support it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The committee wishes to thank. Mr. Speaker, the committee wishes to thank the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk for the logistical support afforded to it during the vetting exercise. Further, the committee wishes to report its appreciation for the services rendered by the committee secretariat, their commitment, expertise, and hard work made the work of the committee and the production of the report possible. Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the Departmental Committee on Lands, Housing, Physical Planning and Urban Development, and pursuant to vetting and approval provisions of Section 7.4 and 7.5 of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act 2017, Section 8.1 and 14.3 of the County Government Act 2012 of the County, the Garissa County Assembly Standing Order, I lay before this House the report of the Committee on Lands, Housing, Physical Planning and Urban Development on the suitability of the members nominated to serve as chief officers for urban development, lands, survey, and physical planning and housing for consideration and approval by this House. Speaker, sir, the committee members, Honorable Khadija Idris, Chair, Honorable Abdurrahman Mukhtar, Vice Chair, Honorable Noor Sheikh Farah, Member, Honorable Lisa Adan Abdi, Member, Honorable Muhammad Sheikh Abdi, Member, Honorable Abdurrahman M. Ali, Member, Honorable Temira Bishar Ahmed, Member, Honorable Ahmed Noor Adan, Member, Honorable Ruqayya Abdullahi, Member, Honorable Ahmed Abdurrahman, Member, Honorable Fakuma Muhammad Shida, Member, Honorable Abdullahi Ibrahim Sigat, Member, and Honorable Nuruddin Sigat, Member. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the committee's finding, the committee having considered the curriculum vitae of the nominees and having had their oral submission during the vetting exercise at the sitting held on 12 and 13th June 2024, made the following observation. The nominee had the requisite abilities, qualifications, and experience which qualifies them for the appointment as county chief officers. The nominees exhibited impressive knowledge of topical issues touching on their dockets. They were keen on making positive proposals on how to move their respective dockets forward. The committee, having had the nominees' oral submission during the vetting, made the following observations on their nominations to the positions of chief officer. From the foregoing and according to the members' assessment sheet as provided under the second schedule of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act 5 of 2017, the nominees managed to score the marks below, which were above the set marks for 50%. Muhammad Umar Abdullahi 88, Hassan Ati Hassan 87, Duala Sigat Gilal 74. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee's recommendation at the end of the vetting process, the committee made the following recommendation based on the nominees' analysis and findings. That having considered the suitability, capacity, and integrity of the nominees and pursuant to Section 7, 9, and 8 of the Public Appointment County Assembly's Approval Act number 5 of 2017, Standing Orders number 2226F, and other relevant statutes, the committee recommends that the County Assembly approve the nominees of Muhammad Umar Abdullahi, Portfolio Urban Development Chief Officer, Hassan Abdi Hassan, Portfolio Land Survey and Physical Planning Chief Officer, Duala Sigat Gilal, Portfolio Housing Chief Officer, for the appointment of His Excellency the Governor as Chief Officers for Urban Development, Land Survey and Physical Planning and Housing, respectively. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, on the onset, I want to congratulate the Chair, the Super Chair of Lands Committee and their members. Mr. Speaker, I also congratulate the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk who worked tirelessly. Mr. Speaker, as a member of Land Committee, the nominees were above excellent during their vetting. Mr. Speaker, I want to specifically congratulate the young engineer who who was nominated the position of Chief of Staff Housing. Mr. Speaker, if you look the CV of the Duale Secretary, Mr. Speaker, the nominee went to Light Academy in his primary. In his secondary school, he went to Light Academy. He took his first degree, Mr. Speaker, in the Gilis University in Istanbul. Mr. Speaker, Engineer Duale has a lot of experience for the work he has been nominated. Mr. Speaker, the nominee works for K. Dr. Big for the last 5 years, and he was holding for almost 3 constituencies, Mr. Speaker, Fafi, Dadaba, and Dera. The honorable members who come from the 3 constituencies can attest me to that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank personally His Excellency the Governor, who has been nominated a young man from my ward. Engineer Duale is my voter. He's born in Galmagala, Mr. Speaker. And I want to categorically congratulate His Excellency for that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for that remarks, I support.
Thank you, Honorable Umar. If I come to Honorable Adam.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate the nominee, Muhammad Umar Abdullah. Going through his personal data, Mr. Speaker, Muhammad has masters in business and strategic management from the University from 2015 to 2018. Mr. Speaker, going through his personal data, Mr. Speaker, I can see he has also a short course that a project planning and management in East African population. Mr. Speaker, Muhammad is a young, energetic person who has the skills, the key skills and competency of his experience. Mr. Speaker, Muhammad been having a strategic management skills and adapting and creating plans to execute and mobilize resources to achieve desired to this county government, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Muhammad proves that the leadership and supervision skills is expecting and leading and management in this county government, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, going through that, Muhammad has the skills of ICT and computer skills, provision, navigating the MS suite and internet and email skills, Mr. Speaker, ability to design and plan, participate in implementation of government projects. Mr. Speaker, Muhammad be given this chance of land and urban plan. Mr. Speaker, Garissa County is lacking a physical plan. We need such an energetic young man who has a passion to take that position. And on vetting process, Muhammad proves that he's born and brought up in Garissa County. His father was one of the senior community leader in Garissa County, Mr. Speaker. Muhammad, his father was a councillor of this Garissa County. Muhammad Omar Abdullahi, his brother, was the second assembly member of this Garissa County. Muhammad has a direction of leadership. He has a family background of leadership. He is born and brought up in Garissa County. He has the passion of doing this job in Garissa County. Mr. Speaker, giving this approval of Garissa County Assembly today, I can confirm that with the leadership of the Speaker and His Excellency the Governor, that this young man will have and perform the best among the elected chief officers, Mr. Speaker. With that remarks, I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, without being, I want to congratulate the 3 nominees for the Department of Urban Planning, Muhammad Omar Abdullahi, Hassan Abdi Hassan, and Joala Sidat Ilan. For being specific, Honorable Speaker, we have created roughly 4 municipalities, and there was need for these officers to be in office. Without forgetting that only 60 person who was in office at that time for moving from up and down, working with the committee because there was no chief officer in office. For lands and physical planning, Mr. Speaker, you know, and everyone of us know that there is concern when it comes to land issues in Garissa, and there was a need for this Hassan Abdi to be in office. Mr. Speaker, you remember, and everyone of us knows that there was a house levy that was on each one of us face. And for Duale Siga to be in office was the right time because he has to allocate land for the national government to build the affordable houses for Garissa County. Thank you very much.
Thank you, honorable members. I'll take it back to the mover of the motion, the chair of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, from the onset, I want to thank the committee members and also want to thank your office and the office of the clerk. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the three nominees, I want to thank them in advance and congratulate them, and I am hopeful we will be working closely with these nominees to deliver our mandate and also their mandate. Mr. Speaker, sir, two nominees are known to me, Hassan Abdi Hassan. Hassan Abdi Hassan, for those of us who come from the Dark constituency, Hassan Abdi was contesting as an MCA in the last general election in the Boy ward, and he became number 2 after the current MCA Mheshimiwa Ahmed Abdurrahman. And today we are approving him as being a chief officer for land survey and physical planning. That shows you this young man has passion to serve the people of this county. And Mr. Speaker, sir, the other nominee that is also known to me is Duale Sigat Jilani. And I wish if I could have seen this report earlier. And this, the title he deserves was not given to this young man. I was expecting his name to read engineer, Duale Sigat Jilani, because this guy is an engineer. And Mr. Speaker, sir, Duale is a young man from Garissa, to be more specific, from the Kaharia ward. This is a young man who started his primary schooling in Masabogu Primary School from class 1 to class 6. It is when he was in class 6, Mr. Speaker, sir, this young man's potential was noticed, and he was given a scholarship to go and study in Lights Academy for his class 7 and class 8, where he did his KCPE. After showing a very impressive, Mr. Speaker, sir, and marks and performance, this young man again was given a scholarship to go and do his undergraduate in Turkey. Mr. Speaker, sir, immediately this guy finished his undergraduate, he came back to Garissa to serve his people. He had the opportunity, or he could have decided to look for greener pastures where he studied, but he said no, he has to come and give back to the society, to his people in the great county of Garissa. Mr. Speaker, sir, for those of us, for the MCS who are coming from Fafi ward and from Fafi constituency, the Dab constituency and the Dera constituency are known to this engineer because we have closely worked with him. This is an engineer with high integrity. This is an engineer who has passion for his work, Mr. Speaker. So personally, been a board member in one of the schools in the Dab constituency, Mr. Speaker, sir, this guy, we have worked with him together, and is a man who is ready to serve his community. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the record, again, this is the second nominee who has been given the right department because of the title he holds. I want to congratulate him in advance and hoping to be working with him as the chair of lands in the near future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I now put the question. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 63-2, I now put the question that pursuant to Section 9 of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act number 5 of 2017, that this House considers and approves the report of the Committee on Lands, Housing, Physical Planning and Urban Development on the vetting of nominees to the position of chief officers as shown below. 1. Mr. Muhammad Umar Abdullahi for the position of Urban Development, Chief Officer, Urban Development. May as many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. May as many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. 2. Pursuant to Section 9 of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act number 5 of 2017, that this House considers and approves the report of the Committee on Lands, Housing, Physical Planning and Urban Development on the vetting of nominee Mr. Hassan Abdi Hassan to the position of Lands, Survey and Physical Planning Chief Officer. May as many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. May as many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. And finally, pursuant to Section 9 of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act number 5 of 2017, that this House considers and approves the report of the Committee on Lands, Housing, Physical Planning and Urban Development on the vetting of nominee Engineer Duale Sigat Jilal to the position of Chief Officer Housing. May as many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. May as many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you.